This is a little 70s Rotel amplifier, one of the job lots I bought today from a local seller on eBay. Had 6 amplifiers for sale, bought the whole lot, untested most of them. Typical sort of amplifier with the 70s, but it is small. It's a tiny little amplifier, lightweight. I haven't opened it up yet. I expect it's probably a capacitor coupled output stage. Got quite a few inputs on it. It's got a moving magnet and ceramic input for cartridge, tuner and auxiliary, and 2 tape monitor circuits, which is quite nice. And it's quite a nicely laid out sort of amplifier, a nice sort of fairly clean looking amplifier. So we'll give it a power up, see if it does anything. And if it works, then we'll take the cover off and clean up the pots and switches, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with it after that. So let's connect it, get the amplifier up. So it's wired in. Let's power it up and see what happens. So put the power on and wind it up on the variac. Gently, watching for current. A crackle from the volume control, nothing much. Auxiliary input. Turn the speakers aren't on. Okay, so I've just noticed the speaker switch I think is in the off position. No, it was on the on, so that's okay. Back to full mains. Some very faint audio. Okay, so we've very little audio coming through. Okay. Wrong input on the amplifier, that's all that was. So the amplifier sounds like it works. Not much wrong with that. So pots all nice and quiet. Well, that was a surprise. There's nothing really wrong with this amplifier at all. So let's have a quick look inside to see what we've got. It's the plastic sort of wooden case styled equipment that was actually an optional extra in its day. I mean, most of them just had the sort of like the metal sleeve, and if you wanted the sort of extras, you had to buy this wooden sleeve extra at quite a substantial increase in cost of the amplifier, I seem to remember. You know, but they weren't cheap. And sort of things sort of coming back into style a bit now. Here we go. So let's have a look inside the amp. Yeah, okay. So it's a classic sort of fairly basically wired up thing. Capacitor coupled output stage, as I thought. Got adjustments by the looks of it for quiescent current and also for DC offset, which is nice. There's a bit, I have noticed there's a bit of mains hum, but that might be because I've this is a conductive table mat, so maybe that's what that is. But it looks all nice and clean inside, and can't see any signs of any leaking capacitors or anything. It's obviously a very low powered output stage. It's probably 10-15 watts RMS per channel. But nice little amplifier, and I think all I'll do is I'll give that a clean up, check the DC offsets. Do that now actually, check the DC offset, and then I'll find the test points for doing the quiescent current, because there aren't any obvious connection points here for doing that sort of thing. So if we go to the ground connection and go to the positive one of the speakers, there's that one there. And present current looks pretty low as well, so yeah, nice little amplifier. Give it a bit of a clean up. Get this there's tape marks on the front panels, and there's no nasty scratches. There might be a bit of a scratch there. And yeah, thanks for watching.